Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about self-care and self-love because it's something that I really want to work on during this time of lockdown, and I think we're all probably in the same boat when it comes to this, and I've done a lot. So I'm just going to share with you kind of ways that we can sort of target self-love, target this self-worth, because it's very difficult to know what direction to go in or how to feel about it, because we have to push through those hard feelings to get the results that we want. So basically, I am not a confident person. I have zero confidence. Never really been a confident person, but definitely been affected since I got really poorly with Lyme and everything like that, and the change in my body since being from like an athlete to now is very different, and it's hard to adjust. It's also affected my whole life because obviously I was very active, like could do anything, and then now I'm pretty much housebound, not just with lockdown but in general. And yeah, health affects my life. Everything has to be sort of within a routine and controlled so that I stop flare-ups and things like that, and it's hard to adjust. It's very hard to adjust, but I'm trying to use this time to really kind of like just rediscover myself and like just get some sort of self-confidence and higher self-esteem than I've had for years, because it's really something that really holds me back in life, as many of you guys are probably the same. And it's easy to sit here in lockdown and think, what can I do, and like moan, groan, like be silly about it and just be very ungrateful, whereas we should be grateful and we should be really positive and use it as a positive and change that mindset, shift that mindset into a healthy frame of mind. So I just sort of wanted to talk about that today and how I'm like improving my self-worth. So like sort of number one is I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone. So when it comes to trying to make content, videos, photos, going on TikTok, I'm not a dancer, but I'm trying. And that's the point. Like, it's just pushing myself out there, and I encourage you all to do the same. It's something that at the time you kind of look over and you're like, what am I doing? Like, I don't look great, I don't feel great, but this is what it's all about. It's being real, it's being raw, and people appreciate that. People want to know your story, people want to hear more about you, people want to see how you're progressing, because they find comfort in your story. They can relate, they can like take lessons from the lessons that you learn, and that is why it's very key to be so open. And that's what drives me, is remembering why I'm doing it, because that kind of pushes me to kind of push my fear aside and just go for it and just really just like live the Sofie that I really want to be and achieve. So that's sometimes very difficult, and sometimes I look back and I'm like, what am I doing? But actually I do actually want to be the girl in the video that's like looking like she's confident, having fun. That's what I want to strive to be, and that's what we should all be striving to be, because happiness isn't a destination, it's a journey, and we have to be committed to it. It's not going to be an overnight fix. You're not going to wake up in the morning and automatically feel happy. You have to put action behind that, and you are responsible for your own happiness. Don't be placing it in someone else's hands, because I know right now a lot of us are missing family, we're missing friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, and we feel like we can't live without them. And you know, they are a massive part of our life, but we also have got to learn to live with ourselves, and we've got to be okay in our own company and fall in love with ourselves again, not be putting our happiness in seeing people, socializing and other things like that. It starts within, it starts at home, and that's with you. So start sort of thinking about ways that make you happy, what feeds your soul. You know, this is the time to start hobbies, get really creative, start just exploring things that you probably have neglected in the past, whether this is uncomfortable, like self-worth, self-esteem, self-development. All these are probably really hard kind of things to sort of put our energy into, because they're scary to us, but it's something that we really need, because when we come out of this, we can be better sort of friends, we can be better boyfriends, girlfriends, we can be more supportive with our family, we can be more grateful because we've built up those building blocks, and we're also so much more confident in ourselves, and we know like more about ourselves. Because I always ask the question, like pretty much every day, I'm like, who am I? Who is Sophie? And it's very difficult. Sometimes we can't always answer it. And we should be able to answer it, because we should know who we are. And that's why we're on this journey of self-development. That's why we're pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone to kind of realise who we are. And I think a lot of other people, like I always kind of, you know, self-doubt kills dreams, but overthinking and self-doubt really do seep into my life really, really quickly. And a lot of people say to me, like, you know, you do this, that and the other, like it's really, really good, you're always really busy, you're always really productive, you do this, you do that, you should be proud. But to me, I'm like, I've not really been that productive today. I should have done more, and maybe if I just do this. Whereas I should really sit back and think, actually, like the way people see me and what they like tell me, I should really actually like take note of it and listen to it and actually think about it myself and how I feel about it, and actually just use those words in my head. So when I'm sort of allowing this overthinking and self-doubt to seep in, think, actually, you know, such and such told me this the other day, my friends and family say this about me, so how do I actually feel inside? All of this like negative mindset that's seeping in, the toxic poison, like you've got to just shake it off and try and remind yourself of what people, you know, tell you. And the more that you like tell yourself and repeat that, the more you'll believe it. So I think that's something that I'm working on. I'm kind of just, I think as well, that's why it's so important to me that if ever I talk to someone, I always try and compliment them, I always try and lift them up and give them a boost, because I know that's kind of what I need and what I feel. And if I've given them a boost, it kind of, it just makes me feel like I should be saying that to myself as well. And I think it's really important, because I know it's a massive part of this whole self-worth and self-development and self-care journey that we're all on right now, is what people say to us and the comments that are said. Obviously, you're always going to get people that judge you, and it's very difficult, and sometimes we can take it to heart, but please don't take it to heart, because a lot of people just say things without any fact, without any evidence to back it up. So please remind yourself of this, please be aware of this, and just knowing yourself, what your mission is, what your passions are, why you're doing all of this, what is your mission in life. Think about all of your friends and family and what they say. Don't just take what Joe down the road says, who's seen you for 5 seconds. You know, think about the bigger picture and who really matters to you and what they say. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that today, because I think it's really like important. And I think like I spent the morning just messing about on TikTok and shooting my room for pictures, for content and things, and it's something that a couple of weeks ago I wouldn't have done. I'd just said like wait for a trip to get a picture, or even when I'm on holiday and I want to make memories with pictures, I'm like I know I want a picture, but I just don't want to stand there, and I don't want people to like judge me, and I don't know what they're going to say, and I don't know if I'm going to like how I feel and what I see back, and it's very hard. So I've really tried to push myself out of my comfort zone, because especially on like Instagram and stuff, as I've said before, like all my content comes from my heart, and I've got so many stories to tell and like things that I want to get across to you and lift you up during this time, that I need to create content to put with those. So that's, again, I'm reminding myself of my why, what am I doing, so it pushes me to face that fear and you know, do it regardless of how I feel inside. And once I've done it, you know, I feel like just a huge achievement and such a success, because I know I've pushed through that. And I know every week, every Saturday, I try and like create content or whatever, and it comes to Saturday and I can feel it, it's building up inside me, the anxiety, the fears, and I think, oh God, how am I going to do it? What am I going to do? And I know it's going to be like that for some time, because we have to go through it, or it's not an overnight fix, it's a journey. You've got to just be committed to it, put the hard work behind it, but stay true to yourself, and we can all do it. And just remind yourself, please, please, during this time, lift everybody up, be supportive, be kind, because you've got to remember, you want that back. So treat people how you want to be treated back. It's very, very important. Just don't spread the negative energy. Like, there's enough negativity in the world. Be the positive light, see the positives in everything, change that mindset. And I tell you, and this is like truthful, like when you're grateful and you switch your mindset into a positive place, the whole situation is easier to manage. You feel brighter, you can see the good in it, you can be more productive, be more proactive, and that's what we all want. So I really, really hope that this has helped. I hope that I've given you some advice. I hope that I've given you food for thought. Please, please know that your self-worth is very, very important, and this is a perfect time to build it up, because you are worthy of love and happiness starts from you. So I hope you've found this helpful.